the Ohio County Public Library's Christmas Craft Demo. You know, every year one of our favorite activities was always our Christmas Craft Day. We love doing that with you guys. But this year we're having to do things a little bit different. So instead of coming to the library and having an afternoon of crafting, we hope that you'll come by the Ohio County Public Library and do a Christmas craft pickup, okay? So starting December the 10th, which is Thursday, you can come by while supplies last and pick up a bag that's full of a lot of different Christmas crafts. And our theme this year, we always like to have a theme. Our theme this year is snow or snowman. So got my plate full of Christmas cookies, got a mug full of hot chocolate. Wouldn't it be wonderful if it started to snow? Just kind of cozy in for an evening or an afternoon with your family and do some fun Christmas crafts. One thing that we always try to include on Christmas Craft Day is to make sure we have some kind of a Advent activity or a countdown calendar. So this is what we've made up for this year. So you're going to have a white piece of cardstock that's numbered 1 through 25. The first thing you'll need to do is put together the hat. You'll have a black piece of construction paper. You'll need to glue on the red brim that says Christmas Countdown, then glue on the holly, and then put the berries on top. Glue his eyes, and then place a brad through the hole that's cut through and through the carrot nose and attach it. Whenever you're attaching a brad, remember you put it through the holes and then you're going to fold down the tongs on it, okay? Then using a black crayon, draw a funny expression on your snowman's face. And then, depending on how many days are left or what day it is, put your carrot nose on that number and then count down. You can either count down this way, like how many days it is until, or you can put it on today's whenever you pick up the craft is the 10th, and then go this way as you go up to the 25th. So you can do it either way, all right? And have fun counting down the days till Christmas. Let's get ready to make a snowman ornament. So this is a really fun activity, really fun ornament that's going to light up. All right, that's what it's going to look like. All right, so you're going to begin by, you should have a little tea light in your craft. Okay, you're going to need to take the largest foam circle. There's already a cut in the center. Okay, going to shove it down through there. Now for this activity you are going to need a glue stick and some kind of a marker, a black marker. You could use a permanent one. This one is just like a washable. I'm going to put some, could either do this before or after you put it on there. So I'm going to give my snowman some buttons. Okay, so now I'm going to, gonna apply his stick arms. Okay, so I'm going to take one. I'm going to kind of put it on either side of where I put my buttons. And they can be kind of hanging off the end. I think that's kind of fun. Okay, so we've got the first layer of our snowman. The next layer is the middle-sized circle. I'm going to take some glue, apply it to the back side, just kind of help it to stick. It also has a cut in the middle, so you're going to take it and shove it down through the little light. Okay, the next layer that we need to apply is the scarf. So you've got two little pieces of ribbon. Again, I'm just going to apply some glue, kind of put it up so that the scarf is hanging off, fluttering in the wind. There we go. Now we're ready for the last part of our snowman. Again, you might apply a little extra glue, either some liquid glue or some glue stick. And shove it through the lamp. All right, so now we've got that. If I turn the light on, let's see if I can get that turned on so we can see his nose. Okay. It's gonna flicker and shine. I'm gonna kind of work on shoving that. I must not have gotten it right. There we go. Okay, so there he goes. All right, so I wanna make sure that he has a fun little face. So taking your marker, you may want to, let's see, I'm missing a button down there, kind of ended up on the other side. I'm gonna make some dots for his smile, and 2 dots with a black marker for his eyes. And now we need to apply his hat. So for his hat, you've got a black piece of foam. I'm gonna put just a little bit of glue so that I can give him kind of a red band there on his hat. Then I'm gonna flip the hat over, put some more glue, and then put it on my snowman. There we go. So now I've got a snowman. The only thing left to do is to use you've got a glue dot to take the piece of ribbon and apply it on the back side of your snowman ornament, okay? So that he will hang, all right? And so you'll have a fun, light up snowman ornament for your Christmas tree. All right. Well, let's play a game. Another fun activity that we always try to include during our Christmas craft day is to have some kind of a game that you can make to take home. This is a fun little snowman game that has mittens and snowflakes so that you can play a game of tic-tac-toe at your house with your family over the holidays. Now you can just use markers. I would use markers now. Markers are going to kind of bleed a little bit since it is on wood, so be mindful of that. You might be able to use some other craft supplies like crayons or even colored pencils. You could give it a try and have fun playing tic-tac-toe with your family. One of my favorite crafts that we're doing this year is a little snowman sponge paint canvas. Isn't that nice? So you'll have a real little painting that you can maybe display year after year, okay? But it's super easy to do sponge painting. Now, the paints that we are going to be using are acrylic paints. So they are permanent if they get on your clothing. So you do want to make sure that you take extra precautions with your surface and with your clothing anytime you're doing some painting. Now, to do this snowman, you're going to have a little piece of contact paper that's been cut into the shape of a snowman. You'll need to peel that off. Let's see if I can get mine taken off up here at the top. All right. And then place it on your canvas, okay? Kind of place it anywhere on there. And just kind of rub it down to make sure that the edges connect. So you really want those crisp lines, okay? Then you're going to have a little piece of sponge. You'll need to wet it and then wring out as much water as you can so that it's not wet, super, super wet, but damp. It's been cut so that you can make, so that you have a little place to put your clothespin to be able to pinch it and grab hold of it. Now you're ready to do some painting, okay? Now, I've got a little paper plate. I like to have something, either some newspaper or some paper towels, because when I'm doing sponge painting, you really want just a very small amount of paint. So I dip it in my paint, and then I'm going to kind of blot it on my paper plate. And now I'm ready to sponge paint. Fun thing about sponge painting is it's just very There's no really wrong way to do it. You're just gonna kind of randomly just blot all over your board. Notice how I'm going all around, not in any particular pattern, so that I have some dark places and some light places. And look, it just barely took any paint at all to do my board. Now, I'm going to switch colors to my lighter blue. Now, you can just kind of blot your sponge off a little bit more to get some of the darker paint off. You could rinse it off if you like, but if not, like I said, you can just kind of blot it off. It's all still going to be blue, so it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of the darker blue. And I'm just going to go over the dark with some of the light. I want to keep working until I've got a lot of my white covered up. I do like for some of the white to be showing. So notice I've gone over it with the light blue. And now to finish it off, I always like to go back to the dark and have just a couple of punches of the dark. The dark blue is really going to contrast more with the white of the snowman. So I want that to be my dominant color, okay? Now, once you've got that sponged, and really, it's almost a matter of less is more. You really don't want to do too much. You want to just have just a light smattering all over, okay? Then all you're going to do is grab hold of your contact paper and pull your snowman off the board. Look at that. Turned out really, really nice. Okay, now to finish off your snowman painting, you will need some glue, and you've got a little, some ribbon. See if I can get my glue going here. You're gonna put a scarf. You've got a small straight piece, and then a little triangular piece. And then we've also included just some fun little snowflake confetti, and you can just randomly include some of those in your picture as well. Just glue those down. You will need to give your picture about 30 minutes to make sure it's good and dry. And then you've got a fun Christmas painting that you could display year after year. Let's get ready to make some bookmarks. You know, we have a bunch of Christmas books here at the public library. Please make sure that you come by or give us a call and use our curbside service to make sure that you get some Christmas stories to share together at Christmas time. But you don't want to dog-ear those pages, so we're going to make some bookmarks. We're going to make a snowman bookmark and an elf bookmark. And these are the supplies you're going to have. So let's start with the snowman, okay? One of the things that is probably the trickiest thing is getting the scarf tied on. So I'm gonna start with that. You've got a piece of ribbon, so you're going to work on just kind of tying a simple little, kind of like the beginnings of a knot in your ribbon. See if I can get that tied on there really tight. There we go. And kind of move it over here to the side. See if I can get it tucked over. All right. So now I've got my snowman's kind of scarf on. Let's start making his face and his front, okay? So let's start by giving our snowman, we're gonna give him a hat that's got a white pom-pom on it. You're going to need a black marker or a pen to give your snowman some eyes. We've got a little orange piece of foam so that you can give your snowman a nose. And then using the black marker, of course, give him some little lumps of coal there, some little black dots for a mouth. And then he's got 3 buttons down the front. Again, liquid glue is probably going to work best for this craft. Sometimes some of the crafts need work okay with a glue stick, but because the pom-pom and the buttons, you may have difficulty keeping them on if you don't use some liquid glue. So now we're going to kind of put that aside and let him dry as we work on our elf. Now, for the elf, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of give him a kind of a buckle across the front. So I'm going to place my yellow construction paper. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and put some glue down there as well, kind of help hold it in place. It's kind of midways, and then I'm going to flip it over and then finish it off by gluing on the other side. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it around him like that. Okay. Then I'm going to embellish his little buckle with a big red button. All right, that's going to help make him look like an elf. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a face. So let's glue on his eyes. We've got two little wiggle eyes for his eyes. I love how goofy they make him look. And so we're just going to give him kind of a big, goofy grin. The last part of this craft, you're going to take a pipe cleaner that's included in your kit that's got a red ball at the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to give him kind of a goofy, silly hat. So I'm going to do that by wrapping the pipe cleaner around the end of the stick. Okay? And I'm just going to keep wrapping around and around and around so that it kind of hangs off in kind of a funny, silly way. Okay, let me see if I can get them put all back together again here. Okay, and so there's your elf, your silly elf bookmark. Well, it wouldn't be a very fun Christmas for anyone else if we didn't send them a Christmas card. So what we're going to be making is actually a light up Christmas card, complete with a little LED light and a button battery inside, and a place for you to wish someone a very Merry Christmas. Okay, so let's get ready to make a card. So your card is going to come, all the pieces that you need, in an envelope. You're going to open up the envelope and pull out the card, and everything is kind of tucked inside that you're going to need. Okay, so let's get ready to assemble our card. All right, let's start with the middle. Let's go ahead and kind of get that taken care of, just using a glue stick. Going to want to place your message on the inside. Now, for the outside of your card, I've included a white piece of paper that you can use some scissors. I would love to see you do some scissor work, and you can use your white piece of paper to kind of cut, or you could even maybe tear some white hillside. I'm going to do a tearing method. That'll kind of make it look like drifts of snow. Okay, so do a little tearing or use some scissors and cut. We're going to make a raw edge there for our snow. So I'm going to use, you can probably just use glue stick for this portion. Let's work on the front of our card. Okay. So I've torn that white piece of paper, the smaller piece, and now I've got my snow. Okay. Let's get ready to build our tree. Put glue on the back of the stem, or the trunk of the tree, excuse me. Okay. And we're going to do the large part of the tree. I think I'm going to have to move my tree trunk down a little bit. Okay. So I've got my large part of my tree in the middle. I'm just building my tree as I work my way up towards the top. Now I want to make sure that my tree pieces come up so that I've got room to put my tissue paper star at the top where this little circle is. You do not want to cover up the circle with the white part of your snow. You want to make sure that's at the top of your tree, okay? Now I'm just going to kind of glue around the circle in order to get my tissue paper star, to stick, okay? There we go. Let's see if I can turn my star a little bit better. So the point is at the top. There we go. Okay, so now I've got my tree with my tissue paper star covering up the hole that was in the card. Now let's get ready to make it light up, okay? So I've got a little LED light and a battery, okay? Now, the way that these work is you're going to need, let me kind of bend the prongs a little bit. Going to want to make sure that when you have part of your wire on one side of the battery and part on the other, that it's going to light up, okay? Well, Jean, why is it not? There it goes, okay. There it goes. Sometimes if it doesn't work one way, just flip your wires, okay? And so that they're on the other side. So it should light up, okay? So we want to make sure that you know which side it's going to light on, all right? And then we're going to tape. I'm going to use tape for this. I want to tape my battery, or sorry, tape my light over that little hole in my card, okay? Because I want the light from the little bulb to shine through. I'm going to double check to make sure, okay? Doesn't work that way, so I'm going to flip my battery over. Well, all right, Jean. Oh, I know why. Sorry, we're going to have to edit this because I've got tape covering it. My tape needs to just be
over the bulb.
Over the bulb, sorry. Okay.
So say, okay,
So
so tape over the bulb.
Yeah.
Not over the prongs.
Right. All right. So I'm going to make sure that I put tape kind of over the bulb in order to fasten my bulb inside the card. I want to make sure that my bulb is kind of right there where the hole on my card is, and I'm going to tape that bulb in there. Now I'm going to try my battery again, make sure that when I touch my battery, that it's flipped to the right side, that it needs to be. Okay, so if I have my battery on this side, my light is going to light up. So now I need to tape my battery in place. Okay, so I'm going to use some tape. Now you want to make sure that you don't cover up the prongs of your light, because they need to be, the prongs of the little bulb need to be able to touch either side of the battery. Okay, so now I've got my battery in place, and so now my Christmas card lights up. Look at that. Now, you don't want to wear down the battery, so just going to take your fingers and kind of pull up the prong just a little bit. I don't know if you can see how the prong is up just a little bit, raised off. So now whenever my card closes or I push on it, the prongs will go against the battery, but whenever I ease up on it, they come off, and so my light goes off and it doesn't wear the battery down. So I can make it turn on by pushing down or go off by lifting up. Now, if you want to mail this card or give it to someone and put it on an envelope, the only thing that you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to make sure that the prong can't touch the battery. So just make sure that you put a little piece of paper in between whenever you close it and put it on your envelope. And now you have a light up card that you can send to someone wishing them a Merry Christmas. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our Christmas Craft Day. You know, this has been so much fun, and we just want you to know that we appreciate you so much for all the support that you've given us all through this whole time of COVID restrictions. And thanks for coming by and picking up crafts and watching videos. We just love and appreciate you all so much. We want you to know that. Now, not only do we have fun every year doing a Christmas craft day, but we also usually have a New Year's Eve bash. And that's been a huge thing that we've had every year that we love and look forward to year after year. We know you look forward to it as well. But unfortunately, this year we cannot do it the way that we normally have by having you all here in person. But we hope that you'll join us on December the 31st at 11:45 on Facebook for a live stream New Year's Eve event. You can come by the library on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of that week and pick up a New Year's Eve party kit, and then celebrate with us on Thursday at 11:45 as we count down to noon and have a kickoff of the new year. We want to say goodbye to 2020 and hello 2021. So we want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.